Yeah, buddy. Get into it. Are we guys ready to start or what? Oh. My name is Bruce. I've been working bar for almost 40 years now. In that time, I've learned a trick or two that I'd like to pass on to you. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show. We got a lot of ground to cover. We'll look at some of the forgotten classics and some unusual new tasty creations right for any occasion. Cheers. It was 1979 when the bar I was working in at the time, Leisure Lodge, had the fine pleasure and the rare privilege of hosting Miss Nude World. Miss Nude World, what an event! 3 full days in the hot summer sun surrounded by beautiful naked women. Who could ask for anything more? I was a young man at the time working the bar, and I can't begin to tell you about the excitement that filled the air. Okay, day 1. I got stopped by security while I was parking my car, and I was the first to arrive because I had to set up the bar. And let me tell you, I had a really hard time convincing security that yes, I'm not just some long-haired hippie freak showing up to take in the show without a pass. I'm your bartender for this marvelous event, I said. Let me in, or nobody's going to be able to get a drink. After they checked me out, they eventually let me through. Well, that evening, there was about 600 or 700 people that showed up for the preliminaries. It was a gala event held in the main lounge of the lodge, showcasing the girls in their beautiful evening gowns, proudly parading up and down the catwalk with a 16-piece swing band keeping time to their every step. Yeah, all the girls looked so seductive and well worth noting, but it was the saxophone player who stole the show. He'd be blowing his horn, and when the girls got to the end of the catwalk and turned around and walked back, well, without missing a beat, the saxophone would swing over his shoulder and be replaced by a camera, taking dozens of photos of the girls as they sashayed by. Maybe he didn't get paid much in the band and had to moonlight as a photographer. All I know, he was so entertaining. Okay, day 2, all the girls showed up in their bikinis, and me? Oh, I was tending bar outside in the beer garden. I had a front row view of all the lovely gals. It was great. Getting paid with a free show? Ha! Even Mr. Universe was there, wearing his skin-tight Speedo. Ow! His body was all shiny with oil, and he didn't have any body hair, which at the time was a little odd. I mean, it was 1979, and it was all about hair. Nobody waxed themselves back then. Day 3, this is where it gets really exciting. This is where everyone got naked. There were so many people that showed up for the competition. Several judges, along with a crowd of thousands of people, equipped with everything from monocles, binoculars, to telescopes, ready to observe the grand nude march up to the stage. Because there were so many people, we couldn't house them all inside. So the venue moved out in front of Leisure Lodge, which I thought was really bizarre because, well, you had a major highway and you had Leisure Lodge, and to this day I'm surprised there wasn't any accidents going on. I mean, you got all these naked ladies there, man. You know, we weren't licensed to serve alcohol out front, so all the staff got off for a few hours before the show started. I made sure I didn't clock out on my time card while we went out drinking. That was awesome. Well, when we got back, the first thing I noticed was how upset all the guests were that they couldn't buy a cool drink on such a hot day. But that didn't stop them from drinking. It seemed that everyone had a case of beer or some wine in the trunk of their car. Well, that's when the liquor inspector, Sam, well, he showed up and he was ready to shut us down because he saw everybody drinking and carrying on. We basically told him that if he shut us down, there'd be a riot on his hands. Seriously. Well, he unhappily conceded and allowed us to remain open, and the party resumed. Well, let me tell you, it was like a 3-ring circus watching the show. You had one guy over here selling porcelain poodles and glass swans from his knick-knack shelf, while another guy over here barking you down like a carny at a shooting gallery trying to sell you his oriental carpets. You had your candy floss and hot dog vendors, and of course, lots of naked women. Oh, They were just wandering around among us, and really, they were the sugar on top of the snow cone, baby. I remember how the judges acknowledged to everyone in the audience that no strippers were allowed to enter the competition. Yet, one of the judges was Fannie Fox. She was a former stripper from Washington, D.C., and best known for being involved in that 1974 sex scandal where she leaped from the limousine of Arkansas's Congressman Wilbur Mills. The award for Miss Nude World that day went to Christy Blummer, a business student from Pennsylvania that wore only high-heeled sandals and an open purple cape to receive her crown and prizes totaling $10,000 in merchandise and trips. $10,000, 1979, that's serious cash. She was 25 years old and listed her hobbies as volleyball, dancing, sewing, and of course, professional nudism. So in honor of all those Miss Nude World contestants, we're gonna make a seductive sip to satisfy your sensuous side. A real panty dropper, a Miss Nude World cocktail called My Naked Pleasure. Okay, let's do this thing. We got Hendrick's today, 2 ounces. It's a gin from Scotland, and the reason I'm using Hendrick's, it tastes good. 2 ounces. Next we have Menage a Trois. Yeah, actually, there were a lot of after-hour parties that went on with these lovely gals, but that's all I'm going to tell you, because some things should be left a little private, and I'll leave it up to your imagination. Menage a Trois, half an ounce. It's lemons, it's limes, and oranges in Menage a Trois. Next, we're going to use a little Domaine de Canton, just a half an ounce. Half an ounce of Galliano vanilla. And 3/4 ounce of Cointreau. We're looking at a lot of booze in this thing, but let me tell you, this drink is so smooth, you won't believe it. Next, we take a half a lemon and we squeeze that right into our drink. Oh yeah. Get a lot of juice from these big old lemons. Next, we have some honey syrup. Real easy to make. We made it before. Hot water and honey, 2 to 1. Honey being 2, water being 1. We just want a bar spoon, teaspoon there. Now this is where it gets a little interesting. I've got some orange marmalade, and we're going to use a good heaper right into our drink. Oh yeah. And we can just kind of blend that in there. Oh yeah. There we go. We're getting her all mixed in. I gotta smell this thing. Oh yeah. Right now it smells like booze. Well, we're dealing with 4 1/4 ounces of liquor here. Finally, we have an egg white. Okay. We just wanna. Just the white. Lots of white. Oh yeah, there we go, perfect. Ice. And where's my lid? Right here, okay. Now you want to shake this for a good 30 seconds because you got to get all that egg white going on. Perfect. Is that about 30 seconds? Next thing, we gotta get our chilled martini glass. Oh yeah. And we're just gonna double strain this right into our glass. Oh baby. Oh yeah. Delicious. Look at that. Sweet. Got a nice little frothy top going on there. Now all we want to do is garnish. I got my favorite gal and a little lemon wheel. Oh, doesn't that look grand? And the final touch, I've got a little orange bitter, and we're just gonna drop that right over the lemon and into our drink. Sweet orange and sour lemon round this well-balanced cocktail out with just a hint of vanilla and ginger. Even though it's strong with alcohol, there's no bite to this soft and flavorful cocktail. It's absolutely delicious. Let's taste this thing. First thing I get is the orange bitters. Oh, baby. That is absolutely delicious. I know it's really, really expensive to make with all our booze that we're using, but if you can afford it, make it. You won't be sorry. Get naked, make my naked pleasure. Oh, baby. It's so good. And yeah, let's get naked. That's how I used to dance in the 80s. Yeah, you had to be there. You had to be there. Oh yeah, everybody was just doing this. Then I invented the surf. That's where you dance, but you're not allowed to move.
Okay.
You just.
Are you ready to start now?
Are we ready to start or 80s? I can't do this. Okay. That was fun. Let's do it again next week. Check out some of these past episodes and make sure you subscribe. For more drinks and recipes, check out bartalk&Cocktails.com. Thanks for watching. See you next time.